What is up, YouTube? Hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Peace and blessings to those out there healing and prospering. Let's get right to it. It has became, I don't know. It is a new year, new resolutions, new goals, new intentions coming upon us in this day and time. The number one thing that I've realized and accepted into my life in order to get where I want to be in life is to realize and accept that I need to find a purpose within myself and within the world that I present myself to. As a man, a purpose is deeper than anything that he will ever encounter in his whole entire life. It's the main reason that makes him, wake up, and it's the reason why he keeps on pushing, knowing that he's going into a fight that is you can say, a lose win situation. In this day and time, you should always pick your battles, whether you like to, whether you want to believe it or not, especially when it comes to controlling your ego in every situation or every interaction you have with other individuals. There's a old saying or a quote that I've heard, and it kind of resonated with me very deeply. Whenever there is a void to fill in, poison seeks in. And how does this resonate and how does this relate to the present day time? Well, a lot of people who are usually, alcoholics or drug addicts, they you don't become born a alcoholic or a drug addict. You seek these things because they make you feel good because of something you're lacking as an individual and human being. Whether it be a brain chemical, whether, it be something that you're not, wanting to hold accountable of so you can move on and prosper. Whatever it be, these things hold individuals back. I don't care who you are or what you do, alcohol and drugs will ruin a person in overnight. Go to these street interviews and these people who vlog themselves into these homeless encampments, especially in, Skid Row or Phoenix, Arizona, these large major cities. You will find a lot of stories of human individuals who went from rags to riches, then back to rags. Either it be a financial situation that they weren't prepared for, or drugs, or let's just say they were not, either it could either be finances, drugs, or something had happened in their life that they weren't able to get over, whether it be loss of a family member or loved one, whatever it be, they just couldn't get over this situation. Personally, for me, I'm not saying, like, cut off all the people around you so that way you don't feel bad when the time comes, because I would rather recommend the opposite of, what I just said. Being around loved ones and individuals who, give you value as a person is more valuable than any materialistic monetary value you can get in your whole entire life. There's a reason why uh first world countries like South Korea, America, and Japan all struggle when it comes to birth rates. We're all like, the thing about our culture and their culture is that they're very competitive when it comes to self-centeredness and careers. Who cares about, if that's in the, if that's in the picture, why does having a family, starting a family, even matter at that point? There's always, this like whole dilemma, like, start a family or go on your purpose. Personally, for me, I would rather go on my purpose first, then everything will fall in line. I mean, align up. That's how I would see it. But nothing is guaranteed at the end. There is no finish line as a man, unfortunately. You can only do one thing as a man, and that's have direction into the purpose that you are driven for as an individual. Like for me personally, as a person of my type, I feel like my purpose is to seek knowledge on every human interaction experience and culture that I can get my hands on or even, come across as a person. Something about learning different cultures, learning different people has intrigued me to the point where I went down a rabbit hole of human behavior, human psychology, human cultures, primitive cultures. How did humans interact with each other before the English languages actually existed? Stuff like that. That's really my purpose of why I wake up every day, and the fact that I also enjoy to train. I don't do weightlifting. I don't do bodybuilding. I train as an individual because I don't know when and where something might happen to me. People might say that that's just fear mongering, but in this day and time, people are slowly losing their minds because of the technology and the advancements that they have right in front of them. It's crazy how as technology advances, human population decreases. The value we have amongst other humans is slowly decreasing also. Really, the richest people I know are in healthy relationships and have an abundance of loved ones around them. It's not that they have, a Mercedes Benz. It's not that they have a multi-million dollar company. It's none of that. Most of the high value individuals in my life have a lot of loved ones supporting them from hell and back, and they're in healthy relationships that are very rare to come by right now. Most relationships nowadays is just nothing but leeching, and you don't want to be in a leeching relationship because it's just an endless black hole that does nothing for your well-being, and your health is just going to deteriorate. I'd say maybe 5 to 10 years into the relationship, because it kind of mind boggles me that I meet a lot of I come across a lot of stories of like divorce rates, men getting into relationships, and married men telling other men like, hey, don't get married. But here you are as a young guy who wants to start a family, wants to get married, and living on his purpose. And then you take a check, 2 steps back, and you look at this individual who's telling you not to get married. You start to realize that they're not really on their purpose. They're not really about it. They put that woman over them and not and over them to live. Like, I get it. I get it. The woman the woman that the woman that you came across in your life, or the woman's job is to literally serve the man. I get it. But there's a difference between, serving and, pleasuring. Because something I've also realized too is a lot of men out here have no direction. If they have no direction, they can't get no purpose. If they get no purpose, then they have to find something to, seek in that void, because they don't really know what to do with themselves. So, where that follows through? Pornography, escorts, prostitution, simping. I could go on. But when it comes to pornography, that's pretty self-explanatory. Prostitution is just a step up from pornography, and then simping is part of pornography, and you can say prostitution or escorting. I don't even care. It's the same thing. They let these low value individuals that are so-called women into their lives because they put pleasure over purpose. Pleasure is like in the moment type of like feeling. I've got to a point in my life where I don't even want to seek pleasure out of a woman anymore. I want to have something that I can engage with a woman. Like my tolerance for not wanting my tolerance for a woman playing games with me, and she can clearly, see the value in me, and she can see that I can give her value. When I say value, I'm talking about new experiences, new knowledge, new things that she may or may have not ever across in her life until she met me. We're talking about that type of value, and that value is exponential. Like it's so impactful to the point where you won't even know how beneficial and how much of a snowball effect that will do to a person's life. And most people who get on YouTube don't ever tell you this because they want you to rely on them as a person for their emotional needs. They want you to stay being miserable as much as how they are because they're still looking for a partner. They're still looking to start a family, and they're still looking to, do all this high value stuff as a high value male. And I hate to say it, but that is the truth. Not to say, I'm in that same boat. I would if I had $1 million right now, I would 100% start a family. I'd 100% start a family, but I'd still take my time as much as how I am right now. And that's the thing. Like, I get it. Most women here are not designed to be wives. They're just here to be self-centered. This country is driven on uh competition, capitalism, and you have to be a self-driven individual to even win in this type of economy, unfortunately. See, that's all cool in my book. Cool. I like competition. Competition gives me the energy and fuel to keep going when it comes to the race that I'm in. Because in my eyes, there is no competition but yourself. You're really here just to focus on what is your edge, what do you bring to the table that your competition can't bring. And then once you realize that, you kind of just, you keep going, and you're looking at the things that you need to work on, and you start slowly improving and getting better. So with that, I can't really feel bad for human male individuals who had the blessing to be a man, because I'm telling you right now, like, being a man is like one of the most valuable things you can have as an asset against you, as a person. Not to say being a woman isn't good, but why do you want to change genders if you came out as a man? The man was first before the woman, but that's none of my business. I'm just only here to give you the information that I know and observe, and I can already tell you that being a man is one of the greatest gifts you can have as an individual and person. And I understand. Like, a lot of males out here just don't know it. They're like operating off of their, monkey side brain, because they're so distracted on all these pleasure seeking items and things around them, to where they're just living in the moment. They're not thinking long term. And it's hard. It's a long game. It's an endurance game. But if you want to win in this life, you have to have perseverance to push on and figure out what keeps you going. Not here, not now. What keeps you going long term? And that reason can mean many things that I don't know as an individual, but it is your job to find out. So, hope you guys having a wonderful day. I'll see you guys later.